requires an angle, she requires a little bit more setup, so pressure on Inspired, but I feel like if you're FlyQuest and somebody's got to have some pressure on her to make some plays, Inspired's a guy you're going to trust to do that.
Certainly so. He has done so much for this FlyQuest team over the last couple of years that they have stuck together. And we just get, okay, so Faker did have some big seismic shoves the other day as well with the Talia, so.
Top side in the meantime, as Busio ready to follow up here. Gumayusi now in some danger. The Death Realm has been unleashed, and Whippo's going in after the T1 AD carry. Gumayushi's about to get taken out, but he gets away on a magical journey. Whippo's chase is overdone, and it's first blood to carry his bar.
Oh, Whippo just used his Q on the other side of the tunnel, but then he still goes in the tunnel, and it's right where Cario wanted him. That was not a magical journey that Whippo wanted, and he goes down. He got hyped up. He was so close there, but close does not count. Gumayusi still had flash. Gumayusi was just drawing him in. So they get the kill. That is one kill for T1. Looks like the Dragon will be picked up afterwards, though, for FlyQuest. So Whippo had done a lot of work. He set himself up with the brush camp. You know, he got Gumayusi's Zai ult down, but here, the barrier goes out, and then he takes the magical journey. Like, he got out of the Mordekaiser ultimate and takes it and avoids that Q, and then they committed to that play on the top side with everyone. Owner's trying to make the most of it with a blue steal.
Yeah, he wants to get it, but Inspired has the better smite. Now Busio using the Pop Blossom, tries to find enough, but instead he only finds his way into the grave. Another kill of it at T1 as Inspired has to try to escape with the Weaver's Wall from Faker. Wants to lock him up. Inspired wants to sidestep the seismic shove, but no way! 3-0 T1 as they claim the feat of warfare.
T1 do make the most of it. They go for the blue steal, and even though they don't get the blue buff originally, they just kill you and take it off your body, even though Inspired was able to smite it away. Owner ends up with it.
Miyushi ready to play aggressive here against Masu on that Kaisa. You talked about how many times at Worlds in the past we've seen the Kaisa versus Xayah matchup. If you lock these in, you got to be ready to play aggro when you know you're stronger, and that's what I love to see. What I was saying before we got the fight, I guess I'll say it after the replay, because here we go again with Owner going in.
Exactly. So they go in on Busio. Busio uses the ultimate, but Owner just cyclones on him. They take him down immediately there. And then on the chase through here, Cario not able to hit the flash there.
Be able to step foot onto the rift. Well, we are 15 minutes into the game. The Herald is spawned. Yeah, Inspired's doing that right now, but he's 0-1-0. No plays made. While Owner goes for another one down here in the bottom lane, looking to maybe take out Quad, who goes for the Realm Warp to escape. Busio coming up to try to help him, but Cario is also here. Redemption comes down, and Quad is dead. Faker taking a kill on that one as FlyQuest want to try to find something else back. It's Masu moving forward, trying to cut off the escape from Cario and Owner, but they go on a magical journey and they're already getting away. FlyQuest are too slow on the move, and Inspired is caught by Doran as he tries to take the Rift Herald, and that's almost a kill, but Inspired gets away there as the third and Tofalo strike won't connect. Now Faker looking for maybe another kill here on Busio. Whippo wants to help him. Tangle Barbers won't hit, but the flash into the Death Realm. Whippo wants Faker, but he is denied. Faker making distance, but ultimately shut down. Now Owner's gonna try to get away. The Mordekaiser post Death Realm is very powerful, but he already used his flash. He cannot catch up. Busio wants to go in for the Pop Blossom, and he finds it, but he's about to die. Cario and Gumayusi on the approach. Whippo rooted up under turret. T1 pick up both. It's a 6-1 game.
T1 in the scrap come out ahead again. And it all started with a really beautiful dive that they did on Quad. They kind of trapped Quad, and then Cario played it really well on Bard. He knows he's trying to Realm Warp out, so Cario camps the Realm Warp, and he uses his Spellbook Exhaust first. He does not immediately Cosmic Binding. He uses the Exhaust, waits out the slow, delays so that the rest of T1 can come help with the dive. Meanwhile, though, Doran here.
And Doran working hard to defend this tier 1 turret. Inspired and Quad wanting to force it down, but they've only got it down to about 10% HP. They can't quite finish the kill. Doran holds the line, again getting back up from his team. T1 is so good at making sure that whoever's going to be under pressure has backup when they need it.
And currently, T1 are just outplaying in lower, so there's not a lot of room to work with for FlyQuest. The map is quickly going under T1 control.
All right, T1 trying to force their way further into the enemy jungle, but the Realm Warp into the immediate Pop Blossom. It finds Owner, but nobody else. Now Gumayushi under a little bit of pressure here on the side. Inspired goes in with the Cataclysm, but Lucio's first to die. Owner still trying to get away. Flashes into the rush to buy a little bit more time, but Acathian Rain gets him. T1 still got more men. Quad in the middle of everybody, and he's cut down by the blades of Gumayushi. Whippo's in the death realm for a little bit longer. He'll take out Keria, but what about afterwards? There's no way to survive a triple kill for Guma, and T1 team fighting takes them down.
Masu's still here, but the rest
Not
of
so long.
The rest of T1 are going for the Otacon, Masu going for the execute. Or getting for the escape.
Yeah, maybe he can get away.
So delayed, so chased that T1 pick up the extra kills. They increase their gold lead. Here we go, another play for FlyQuest.
Yeah, Inspired stepping very far forward here and about to die. The Cosmic biting as he gets back over the wall. Buys enough time for Faker to take him down. Yes, there's a Pop Blossom, but T1 has already won the fight. Busio goes over the wall, and Quad goes back to the spawn platform. Masu's next. T1 are just playing better. Back in the mid lane, Whippo at least tries to find something here in Gumayushi. He's got him in the death realm. The feathers fly, but the Xayah dies. A shutdown to Whippo, but Doran's not gonna let it go unavenged, as Whippo is the last to fall, and T1 get an ace for 2.
They chase them all down, Flowers. Now T1 alone on the Rift with their minions will be able to celebrate. Owner's just going to take away the rest of your jungle camps afterwards. And it continues to be scrappy, but it continues to go the way of T1. This one, Busio and Inspired trying to pull a little pincer here. Quad actually goes right up, but look at the immediate response. Inspired just got decimated as he went in onto Faker. And you see the redemption? After the redemption, they were full health after that attempt. So T1, no problem kind of counter-attack there. And in the end, they trap all of the FlyQuest members. Nobody can even get out after that play. And then Keria teleporting afterwards out of there with his spellbook. And they actually just pick him up on all sides. Though, Whippo got the shutdown onto Gumayushi.
Well, that's something, but they're going to need a whole lot more. Keria getting caught out here a little bit, but where's the damage from FlyQuest? Tempered Fate doesn't really get anything here. Third and Topo strike. Knockback into a knockback into a knockdown. Inspired's out of there. And T1 continue the push. Masu gets slowed down. Pop Blossom onto 2 to buy a little bit more time. But it's a double kill for Owner. Meanwhile, Doran trying to create a little bit of space. Does end up dying, trying to kill Masu off. Quad on the side. Tries to use Realm Warp for the escape and gets away. Gumayushi's going to die to Whippo. But now he's in the back line. 1v3. He gets a double with a mace to the face for Keria. The fight is bloody as we have 3 dead on either side.
I like that FlyQuest are refusing to stop fighting. They will continue to just fight their way out of this. I mean, objective bounties are up, so Whippo scrapping here. Whippo getting the double kill, running through and killing Guma again, opens up the opportunity, even though they're going to lose this Dragon Flowers. It is only the second Dragon for T1, so that's a long timer towards the Dragon Soul. And with objective bounties up, it means that Quad is able to capitalize. That is a solo tower for the Rise. It is objective bounty boosted, extra gold there, and he's working towards his death cap. So while this is certainly T1 favored, certainly we're still riding, you know, that hype train there. FlyQuest did, though. Whippo got the shutdown onto Gumayushi.
Well, that's something, but they're going to need a whole lot more. Keria getting caught out here a little bit, but where's the damage from FlyQuest? Tempered Fate doesn't really get anything here. Third and Topo strike. Knockback into a knockdown. Inspired's out of there. And T1 continue the push. Masu gets slowed down. Pop Blossom onto 2 to buy a little bit more time. But it's a double kill for Owner. Meanwhile, Doran trying to create a little bit of space. Does end up dying, trying to kill Masu off. Quad on the side. Tries to use Realm Warp for the escape and gets away. Gumayushi's going to die to Whippo. But now he's in the back line. 1v3. He gets a double with a mace to the face for Keria. The fight is bloody as we have 3 dead on either side.
I like that FlyQuest are refusing to stop fighting. They will continue to just fight their way out of this. I mean, objective bounties are up, so Whippo scrapping here. Whippo getting the double kill, running through and killing Guma again, opens up the opportunity, even though they're going to lose this Dragon Flowers. It is only the second Dragon for T1, so that's a long timer towards the Dragon Soul. And with objective bounties up, it means that Quad is able to capitalize. That is a solo tower for the Rise. It is objective bounty boosted, extra gold there, and he's working towards his death cap. So while this is certainly T1 favored, certainly we're still riding, you know, that hype train there. FlyQuest did, get some comeback mechanics going for them there. Whippo really pulling a lot of pressure and opening up a possible avenue for a FlyQuest comeback.
It's free.
They're going to start up the Baron. They've got some big advantages. Faker as well has a lot, 9 stacks on his Dark Seal. Can he get a seismic shove? They're actually burning the Baron down.
The Baron's going to go down. The Pop Blossom lands. They found some damage onto Faker, and Masu's already assassinated him, but the Baron is gone. Gumayushi goes through the wall. The rest of T1 trying to get away with their Baron, but the Realm Warp wants to bring him in. A seismic shove to stop it. Owner's going to be caught out now as he tries to re-engage on Masu. He's alone behind the FlyQuest lines, and more damage from Whippo is going to at least get his Guardian Angel. Now T1, the remaining 3 players scattering back away as Owner tries to use the Blast Cone to escape, and he will do it. T1 takes the Baron and then trades 1 for 1.
That is a Guardian Angel right there, Flowers. That value, he just barely got over the Brambleback wall before the Guardian Angel procs, so he gets back up and he's able to escape out the backside. FlyQuest looking like they were going to be able to collect some kills after T1 take down the Baron, but they only got the one at the very beginning here. It is onto Faker, so it does cut down on some of the stacks, but the escape enabled by this magical journey. Guma's able to flash into the magical journey. Owner takes it out as well. And then the Realm Warp threat here, they do go for the Bard ultimate from Keria because of that one. And then Owner, even though he does get Mordekai's ult positioned right against the wall, just barely clones over, and then he escaped, as you know, in the end, which results in T1 with the Baron buff. So a lot of pushing power left for them. And with all that extra gold from Baron now too, feels way more solid for T1.
So Red Bull Baron power play currently at about plus 1,800, so only a little bit more than the default value of claiming the Baron, but I'm sure they have plans for this next minute and a half to gain more value out of that. Doran sidestepping the Death Grasp, trying to just make sure that he doesn't take too much damage here as FlyQuest tries to get something on him, but it's quickly becoming more and more difficult, Kobe, for FlyQuest to find angles or opportunities.
Yep, I would say he accomplished that goal, Flowers. He took almost 0 damage. They barely got through the Kennick Rooken shield by the time that he walked away. Here we go, though.
Quad gonna be your target. Faker rides the Weaver's wall, trying to put the pressure onto the enemy mid laner, while Owner distracts everybody else on FlyQuest here at the same time. Remember, no GA anymore, and Whippo's got him trapped in the death realm. Shut down for the Mordekaiser, and FlyQuest are looking for a little bit more. The chase is continuing, but they can't quite find any angle here. The Realm Warp is available, but there's not quite the range. Now Keria the target here from Whippo. Tempered Fate hits nobody. Whippo in the middle of everything. He dies before he can find the shield as T1 trade 1 back. Now another seismic shove, not going to hit Inspired with that one. Masu looking for an opportunity to fire off here with a Kaisa, but he cannot get close. It's so dangerous up against Faker's Talia.
That was great from Keria, just using his own body to create that play. He knows Mordekaiser ult just was used to kill off Owner, and so he goes in and he actually makes it a 1-for-1, allowing T1 to answer. But now, the Dragon.
Okay. Dragon started by FlyQuest, but immediately responded by T1. Another seismic shove, this time onto Busio. Pop Blossom with no value. Chemtech Drake over to Gumayushi. Doran trying to get away. Busio at 100 HP. Gumayushi still looking to step forward. Nice shove there onto Quad, but they aren't going to kill him here just yet. Seraph's Embrace shield keeps him alive. Realm Warp on the defense. Masu's going to try to get away with that as Inspired uses EQ to get over the wall. Now a teleport coming in from T1. It's Doran looking to cut him off at their own tier 3 turret here in the bottom lane. The Weaver's Wall delays Quad and Masu, and now Doran stands between them and safety. Whippo's trying to help out his team as Quad looks to turn it around. They found a route on a Faker, and Quad takes him out. FlyQuest continue trying to get away, but Owner has arrived. His clone Cyclone kills Inspired, and Quad barely gets away over the wall. Owner's still looking as Whippo has to flash. Masu continues to run on the third, and Tofo Strike doesn't hit, but T1 still has the push.
T1 chasing them across the map, and now they're inside the base, Flowers, finally. 24 kills to T1, and they will be able to take the inhibitor.
Inhibitor number 1 is down, and T1 is not done. Mid lane tier 2 turret, the next target here, as Doran's just going to step forward, start putting the autos into that one. The rest of the team is right behind him. They'll shove up this wave. The extra power, those void grubs that we talked about earlier, allowing them to just bulldoze these structures. And again, Whippo in some danger. Does have the stasis to keep himself alive this time, so not another kill for T1 here just yet. Tier 2 turret remains alive as well. Busio taking a decent little chunk of damage there from the Blade Caller. But again, man, every single time it looks like FlyQuest might be getting something. T1 now they'll be able to fight for the soul, and FlyQuest are going to feel compelled to try to defend it. But before that, just 15 seconds until the next Baron spawns, and it's T1 with immediate control over the area. FlyQuest want to step forward here, but Doran's doing a great job being the space creator, being the one who prevents anybody else on FlyQuest from stepping forward towards Gumayusi, towards Faker, towards anybody. And FlyQuest really have to pick their moments carefully on how they want to step up. Busio clone walks past the control ward. No seismic shove to find any value here just yet, but the Baron is spawned, and T1 is ready to start it up. Dorman and Carrier are going to be running interference, and Oner and Gumayusi just melt this thing. Weaver's wall won't allow FlyQuest anywhere near it, and T1 has already claimed the objective. Now Whippo's got to try to stay alive. Pop Blossom finds Faker. Gumayusi's already killed Busio. Masu flew into the back line, but he crash landed, and T1 tears them apart. FlyQuest thought they could take that fight. They thought they had to, but T1 would not let it happen. It's a clean ace, and they're on the game-winning push.
Yep, Carrier takes care of one tower for his second, and the rest of T1 arrived to finish the job.
FlyQuest had a tall task, and they could not stand up to the moment. T1 prove why that number 4 seed title isn't what it's